YouTube's plan to see a new fix it up video. Amiga 500 arrived in the post just now. It wasn't like this. I have air blasted it and taken the keyboard off, which isn't a big deal because it's not a ribbon connector. That's fine. Take the top off, take the shield off. The shield was rotten, rusting with mould on it, and this was full up with shit and dust, and I just blew it out with a thing for now. Show you what it was like. This is it cleaned up, and this is the amount of shit and rust that was on it. Anyway, it came with this RAM expansion which had a battery in it, and the battery had leaked. And let's have a look. I've cleaned it up with a, I'll show you what I did. Isoprop, surgical spirit, toothbrush. After I desoldered it, I got this far. But what you got to do, you can probably see there's still blue stuff there. I don't even see it. That's bad. That's eating into the traces. And I'm going to try a technique that I saw another guy do, and I'm going to link his video because it's not my idea. And the idea of it is we clean up the traces and rebridge them with solder. First thing we've got to do is we've got to neutralise the acid. It's not actually battery acid, it's battery alkali. So we need acid. Well, organic white wine vinegar is acid. Lemon juice, anything like that will probably work as well. So the chips are out, luckily all sockety, going to take those sockets out. But careful as I was, it left pins in, and I'm using that, so be careful. So yeah, it's getting messy, pins stuck in. Got them all off, I lifted one trace. See that there? Should be okay. All the sockets are ruined. You can see the corrosion there. I'm scratching a load of vinegar on it, like so nicely. Do this. We're trying to neutralise any of the acid that was on there. Oh, there we go. Been going out for a while. So cleaned up with vinegar, no blue shit, both sides. Isoprop next. Give it a proper go with that. The old isoprop proper go. Because basically scrubbed it and soaked it in isoprop. And then we're going to retrace it. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of corrosion on there. Let's see if matey's the solution works. I'm going to let it dry for a bit and listen and watch Jaws. I'm just using a bit of wet and dry sandpaper. See the difference already? Just keep going over those bad traces. Going as we're getting there, matey's trick did work pretty much for a while, but there were some traces that were so damaged I've had to wire that, and I'm going to have to wire one here because I lifted the trace here. So in the end I wasn't as good as that guy. I had to do a couple of little bodges. It's taken a while, I got it all back in. No more battery damage. See if it works. Got the old power supply, I haven't tested the other one yet. Up we come. Looking good. Got the board out the shield, sanded the shield down, WD-40'd it because it was starting to rust, you can see. The board's held in, the screws back here, and it's clipped in the front here. So that's easy. Those are screws that hold the board in and back. There's the board, I'm going to recap it. I haven't got these, so they're going to have to stay for a minute. Recap it, and I'll take the keyboard apart, take all the keys off, wash them, WD-40 the screws. Cleaned up the case inside and out. Flash. There we go, done. There's all the product caps over there. There's all the new caps. Apart from them, I haven't got them. 3,300 microfarads. Get them, but the rest of it is good. Don't know what they've done here. I'm just, I think that's flux that they left. So I'm just going over that with cotton bud and isoprop. Get rid of it, and also where I've put new caps on. Got the shield back on. It is a bit of a ball ache. It's looking a hell of a lot better than it was. It's still a film of WD-40 on the top, not inside. So powered it up again with new capacitors, just make sure it works. a disk drive which I did blow some air through and clean up with some nice prop. And you can see how badly it was rusted on top. That whole section was being killed. Just wiped that with some WD. I didn't go mad on it, but this drive's clicking, which is a good sign. So that's how far we got so far. Next, taking apart the keyboard. Okay, so there's a drawer you can expect to find underneath it. Just on the keys, start in a corner, get a corner, big flat-headed screwdriver, not skinny ones. Go gentle, and you'll get that. Let's make some key soup. Key soup ingredients. Keys.
So we're going to go all guns blazing. Anyway, the man
should really take the metal bits out. Hold on. Start to take all the bits out. There's a key soup. Shitload of fair washing up liquid.
If you're a police officer,
it's hot but not boiling water. Because the keys are not thermostatic. Anyway, you get the picture. So believe it or not, that's actually looking a million times better. Back to the key soup. That was just like a prop, cotton buds, common blood. Okay, so final part of fixing up this Amiga 500. This is the original disk drive. I couldn't fix it. It was corroded, as I showed you before. I opened it up. To open it up, you got a screw there, a screw there, a screw on the other side like that. I'll show you. By the way, that's what it is. It's chin on or whatever it is. Chin on whatever it is, then you just slide it out this way. You probably want to take these out too. Comme ça. Now, common problems with this are, I don't know if you can see that these little two pins here. Detect whether the disc's in or whether it's right protected. Sometimes they get dusty, and what you can do is stuff a bit of rag in, not my idea, and spray these with contact cleaner spray and up and down, up and down, up and down. If you want to check whether they're working, get your multimeter.
They have already sparked spin-offs of crimes and further victimization.
And then what you do is you just put your multimeter ground on the middle and then disc. When you put a disc in, you'll see whether the contacts are actually making. That's working. I blew it through with air. I lifted this up gently and cleaned it with a cotton bud. That's a cleaning head, don't bend it back too far. I cleaned all that out. I run this up and down. Cleaned all the shit out of it. And then cleaned it up and then used some silicone grease on it. I put silicone grease in the motor. Put it all back together. It don't work. I might get it to work later on, but right now, no. Luckily, however, this computer came with an Amiga. I don't know if it's an Amiga or a PC drive. There was no model number on it or anything. If there was, I'd show you what it was, but it wasn't. And I think it's an Amiga drive. So I took that apart, 4 screws, 6 screws in the middle, and I thought, well, let's use that. Now it worked. Jump up, which is a tiny little middle switch here. There's a tiny little switch, 3 position switch. You can move around, and maybe you'll have to turn this upside down or not. And lo and behold, it worked. So then the only thing I have to do is to consider the fact that the heights are different. So to do that, I use some of these. One end's a hole, one end's a screw. These are nylon, and they weren't actually the right size. Cut them down to the right height, and lo and behold, it's fairly good. I'll do it better later, but we now have a working Amiga, so I'll show you that quickly. Yeah, so there's one of my standoffs. There's 3 holes, and this one is a different height to all the others, so just bear that in mind. And you know what I showed you, it might work on your system. This was really rusty, so I don't look that bad, but I don't know why it doesn't work. I'll get it going, I'm sure. And here's how you solve the problem. You take the plastic flap off and break it. It works, and it ejects, and it works. So there we are on it. Just get it out. Oh, it's not much of a hack job. I'm going to patch it up a little bit because some dust could get in there, I guess. But it's all running sweet. There's my little stack of games I've got off eBay, mostly covers, demos and maybe, but all sweet. Take care.